As we were saying, we were talking about Standing Rock. You and I both know we've been in the oil field. It was going through anyway.
It was.
I mean, once they started putting that sucker in the ground, that's it. Somebody may come along and say, hey, we might need to look at it in politics or something. I hear you, but you didn't already put that sucker in the ground some, I don't know, 100 miles already. It's going through.
A lot of politics for it. That was right in 2016 election.
Yeah.
They had Antifa there, and
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of political money.
Yeah. And because I wanted to go down there, but I had to work, and because I was hauling water in Newtown, and I noticed like Newtown didn't care. Newtown didn't care at all. Newtown was like, y'all do whatever y'all want to. But that's just the difference. Newtown's making oil money. South Dakota is just not seeing that.
Right.
They're just not seeing.
A lot of these Indians are getting wealthy off the leases down there.
Oh yeah. That's why if you look at Newtown, like Newtown's another one of those places. You know, when everything fell off, all the work was in Newtown. All of the work was in. Like if it was oil field related, Newtown kept this place going.
There's Newtown and Berthold.
Yeah.
Berthold. The reservations have more success. As a matter of fact, they're building refineries now.
Yep.
They're building these small refineries because the Indian nations are not part of the United States technically. They don't have to follow all the EPA regulations. Trump's kind of got rid of these regulations, and the growth. They're building a new refinery in Belfield, down by Dickinson and Medora area.
Okay, because they were talking about building one in between Newtown and Watford City, but I don't know if that ever went through because they didn't get the one in Trenton done for whatever reason. I don't know. But
so there's a lot of plastics business that are going to come in too, because you got the liquefied out of the ground. You get oil, and you got liquefied natural gas, and you get natural liquids.
You got
propane,
manufacturing jobs.
Yeah,
You got
and the
warehousing
stuff
jobs.
that comes out of the ground is ready to be made for plastics. Right now, they pipeline it to Canada. There's a lot of plastic facilities up in Edmonton, the whole western part of Canada.
And we can just make that ourselves, and we got all the rail system.
So this area is kind of like a Houston, or to me it reminds me of Houston. Look at the chemical plants in Houston.
Yeah.
So this, and they don't have the regulations here that they do in other states. This is a pro-business Trump country. If you're a liberal, you might not like it here.
No, they ain't.
This is probably what 80-90% Trump. You know.
And you know what?
Vote for Trump in this area.
It's a good thing because being up here, I've seen the difference. Like I've seen how okay, like this is how it's kind of like when I worked at Holland Fertilizer for Horizon Resources. I got an opportunity to see how the farming industry works, and I'm like, oh, this is like a lot. This ain't what I thought it was. This is like a big scale.
Yeah, it's factory farm. Big 100 acres at a time. Yeah.
And I'm working up here in the oil field. It's the same way. My eyes have been opening, like, oh, this is a lot more than what I thought this was.
There's lots of shortage in the farm industry.
Yeah.
Actually, farming is bigger than oil in North Dakota.
Yeah.
And right now the state, because farming prices are down, the state's going to have some budget problems because of the farming, the lack of taxes off the farmlands. So you're going to have a little short-term hit here. But that should be fixed after all this trade stuff is done.
And I'm really ought to get balanced out also by the mineral resource revenue coming in.
Right.
Because I had no idea that like Williams County, McKenzie County, they published it in the newspaper one day how much they made with 2016, 17, and 18. I was like,
there's a lot of things they need here right now. Like where I live, it's a nice area. I live across the street from a post office in a small town.
You at least need a gas station, bro.
We have a gas. It's all. There's two of them. One's 24-hour pumps, diesel, gas.
That's at the restaurant at the corner, ain't it?
No, right at the Horizon Resources has an agricultural. They make fertilizer there from the ammonium.
Yeah.
And then at the pumps, there's pumps over there, the old school pumps, only when the grain elevator is open.
Okay.
And they actually have 93 octane. I have a Harley Davidson and love it. It needs 93 octane. So Or I'd be hauling my gas from town, looking for the higher octane stuff. A
'Cause
lot of the farmers burn that higher octane, old school. For
wait
tractors.
a minute, Zoll up by Crosby? Oh, you
No,
talking about
on the
Zoll?
way to Crosby, yeah. Zoll's left at Highway 50 and 85, the Can-Am Highway.
Yeah, because you got Zoll and what's the name? Wild Rose. Is
Wild
to the
Rose is on
east.
the east, yeah.
I know
Past
you're talking
Alamo,
about, yeah,
past Alamo,
yeah.
That
Okay.
that town's old. Actually, the town of Zoll is fascinating. At the 1910, when the railroads were there, there was 2,000 people there, 3 banks, and around where I live.
Uh-huh.
And now there's probably, at the post office, there's 18 people that I know have boxes, free boxes at the post office, because it's the Zoll Foundation,
Uh-huh.
some relation to Teddy Roosevelt from years ago. I think it was a relation of his first wife, one of his wives that he had.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that money is still part of the Roosevelt family. There's a foundation there, so it's a pretty good deal. And these farmers like to keep to themselves. I'm an outsider. I'm an outsider, big time.
I am too.
And
like you were saying, I am too. I've actually met a few when I was hauling fertilizer, and I got to talking to them, and they were telling me about the way stuff was before and living out. And one guy was telling me about how his wife's grandmother, they would burn cow pies in the stoves back then. And when he first said it, I'm looking at him, but then I was like, well,
they used to do it in the buffaloes in 1800s.
Yeah.
The buffalo droppings, there was millions of buffalo here.
Yeah.
And they used to pick them up after they dry, and that was fuel.
Yeah, and you think about it, but that's something you have, that's like lost knowledge and information passed down. And you have to know stuff like that to survive up here.
Yeah. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how I've seen some of the houses that were built in 1800s. I don't know how they lived in there with the cold -20 weather in the winter.
Yeah, maybe they use mud or something to do the walls or something, but I'm looking, okay, I can see the lines through this house. So obviously, hey, but they made it work, man.
I know. In my house, I got so much wind all the time. I'm going to put up some wind generators, and you don't need a permit. So there's not a lot of regulations here. It's not like being in cities where you have to have a permit to put an outhouse in or whatever.
Yeah.
Here it's pretty wide open. The taxes are low for real estate. I mean, I'm only paying $400 a year. When my property in Texas was $4,000 a year, and almost is not valued a whole lot different.
Uh-huh.
And in Austin, Texas, is a liberal area. It's high taxes. There's parts of Texas where it's not too bad, but here, real estate everywhere in North Dakota is extremely reasonable. Matter of fact, they're talking about it. One time it was almost free. They were talking about if the oil revenue comes back, they will be free. They won't have any taxes here in real estate.
It makes sense because, man, I've done fracking. I've hauled water, and man, you would not believe the number of wells that's out here.
It's like 15,000. 15, and I could see production going to 2 million. There's about 2 million within 5 years. I could see it going to 4 million if the oil demand is still there and the prices are good. And maybe after 2024, 2025. And don't believe that new Green Deal stuff. That's gonna take a long time. It's gonna start impacting oil demand, but it's gonna be a long-term thing.
Yeah.
And I doubt if in my lifetime we're gonna see oil being replaced.
No, because we got way too much stuff. You got plastics. You got plastics by itself is one thing. So that hey. People have to think about that whenever they start. Okay, anything made of plastic, anything that's made with any kind of paint, and I figure some of that is people pushing so that they can have a bigger piece of the economy in the market, and they're in like this niche, and they wanted to get it a little bit bigger. Well, we put some money behind somebody to push our ideas, and hey, man, oil's been working for a long time.
Yeah, and it's gonna. I think it's gonna go longer.
Yeah.
If anything, these bigger oil fields like in Saudi Arabia and Russia are going to start depleting, and you're going to see a big transition where fracking's going to may turn out to be the primary source for oil.
And then on
these
top
legacy
of it,
oil fields decline.
Like you said, on top of it, we've got fracking, and fracking is in its infant stage. We haven't even seen the absolute best of technology and processes and procedures that we could do with fracking. I mean, fracking's still growing. You know, we're at a good pace now with it, with the technology, with the procedures, with the policies, with fracking, you know, with the proppant, with the chemical mixture. That, you know, we're doing pretty good. But, you know, it can be done better. It's just going to take time, engineering. You know, people seeing those little small things that will make something more efficient or make something better.
And don't believe all that stuff about fracking pollutes the water. I mean, I got the wells out where I live are the best water I've had in a long time. Since Pennsylvania and the old spring, you know, the spring areas, eastern Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But the water is phenomenal here. You only have to drill 40 to 70 feet. 100. There's a huge aquifer that's clean as heck. About 150 feet down.
Yeah. That's different if you live in town.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, in town you're on city water.
Do not drink the city water.
You got city water here, and they put a ton of too much chlorine out here.
I use bottled water.
Bottle, yeah. Everybody uses, but yeah. But I have a good well. You know, there's great wells out in the country out here.
Yeah, and plus, like, it's like if I could get something, you know where a cut bank is, cut off.
I've heard of it.
It is beautiful over there. Like to me, it kind of reminds me of home. You know, because it's fully treed and stuff all the way around there. And I like it. You know, I heard birds and stuff. Like I heard a lot of birds. I'm like, I wouldn't mind owning some land over here. You know, I don't know how often that, you know, well, the water gets up and it might flood or something, but it's kind of nice over there.
Well, a lot of people tell me, you know, the Peace Garden and Botano area, the Turtle Mountains.
I hadn't been up there yet.
That reminds you, it's like Minnesota. A lot of forest up there, a lot of pine forest.
And that's north of Minnesota?
Hardwood forest, yeah. Northeast, up on the Canadian border.
Okay, I hadn't been up that way yet. Botano.
Pretty up there, the Turtle Mountains they call it. A lot of lakes and mountains, and there's an Indian reservation there.
Okay.
But maybe I'll go this summer because I don't have to work every day. I just kind of, actually I work in these jobs because I trade stocks. You know, I'm still kind of semi-retired, but I like to work these jobs to pay taxes because I don't pay taxes a lot of time. I have to write a big check in April. Mm-hmm. So I want to pay taxes. The more I work here, and I donate about half my check to paying taxes.
You can get that out the way all at one time.
Then I can write a smaller check next year in April.
I got you.
Some huge checks.
I mean, man, I was kind of in the stocks, and then there was some stuff that I stayed in too long. I stayed in Weatherford too long, and I had 4,000 shares of that. And man,
Weatherford?
Yeah, man, that killed me, bro.
4 cents a share. It used to be $7, $10.
Yeah, but
when they declared bankruptcy.
Yeah, that killed me, man, because I bought 4,000 shares, and it was around like 60-something, 70-something cents a share. I'm like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And then a friend of mine was like, hey, you heard about Weatherford? No, what? Filed for bankruptcy. I'm like, you playing with me? I'm like, no, I'll send it to you.
Now at 4 cents a share is the time to buy because it will be back. It's the 4th largest service company in the world.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. Okay, come on back. Just give me just give me $1 share. Just that's all I can ask for right now. Just let me get my money back out of it. But
just think if you could buy it now at 4 cents of what you paid, you can get 10,000, 20,000 shares.
Exactly.
Then when it comes back.
Because you think
the stock market is risky.
Because I was doing good. I think I was up about $700 in the month of January, and I cashed in that money. Well, I didn't cash in, but I sold in the stocks, kept my money in the account, and then I looked to reinvest, but I wasn't paying attention to it as much as I was in January because it was cold. We were working, and I didn't feel like February this year sucked. But it is what it is. I just have to. It's one of those things I have to be all the way in, and then be focused, driven, and patient all at the same time. So.
Now, I'll give you some stock advice. What I do is when I play the oil services like he did, or the oil production companies, they're very risky. You get one international announcement, and the price of oil will go from 70 to 40, and you can lose everything.
Yeah.
And what I do is, as the price gets over 65, it goes to 70. I start buying what they call triple short hedges, where you could buy it and hold it. Uh-huh. And buy it at 65 and 70, and that price will go up as oil declines. That's why it's called a hedge. You'll lose money in your stocks, but you'll make money in this, and you plan about half to 2/3 of your money into here. And when oil does decline, you could sell this and then reinvest the profits back into the low prices, and then play that. It took me 5 years to learn how to keep my money in playing the high risk oil stocks, because it is risky. You just got to know how to make money on both sides, and when they cash in and roll the low, you know, then you'll have money to go back into the lows, and when it goes up, sell that, go back into here, you know. So it takes a little practice.
I'm happy you brought that up, man. Like I'll watch this video and kind of go back and I'll research some of that stuff myself.
Yeah, DWTS. It's called a triple short. It was $4 back in last October, $3-4. Now that oil is back into 52, it's like 9 or 10. So you know, so as oil goes down, you can double or triple your money as oil drops. And you notice it kind of cycles every year. Yeah, every year. I was playing Oasis there. That was 14 or 15 October. It's now 4 or 5.
And who would have thought Oasis would ever got the low? Oh, same thing with Halliburton. When it was booming, Halliburton was like $80-something a share, but now you look at it, it's like $20, $22, $23 a share. They're all at their bottom, what I call the 52-week lows. Yeah. Or multiple year lows actually right now. Yeah. Now might be a good time, man. That's what I was thinking, but like, man, Weatherford just hit me and it hurt, man. I'm like, do I even want to play around with this anymore? But hey, if you're gonna do something, you gotta be willing to go all the way, and also gotta be consistent, so that you know when I do fall, you know, I can learn from it. Well, there's an old saying. I'm an old guy. I'm in my 60s. They say there's a lot of bold traders. There's a lot of old traders. But you don't see no old and bold. You'll never see an old and bold trader. Yeah, I got you. The older you get wiser. You've taken enough hits. You've learned from your losses, from your mistakes, how to not make mistakes or hedge your mistakes. Yeah. How to profit from adverse situation. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for your time, man. Okay. Let me make sure this sucker is still going. And yes, it is. That phone is getting hot. But we're gonna cut this video off here. And do you want to say hey to anybody back at home or at home, any family members in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, or Minnesota, anywhere? Nah, just my family. Hey, Dennis, I'll send my brother Dennis Chipper and Kathy and Rosemary. I'll send the video to them once I'll find it, because I used to watch some of the videos. There was a guy. They used to make a lot of funny videos here. That's Greg Zart. Greg Zart, yeah. I actually knew him. Okay, because I never had a chance to meet him, because when I started doing this, I think he had left and went back. He was actually working at Walmart. He got fired. He was doing videos inside. It's illegal to film inside of Walmart as an employee. Yeah. He was doing all that illegal stuff. He was funny though. He always went. I almost went to the Philippines with him. He used to fly to the Philippines, and he rent a cabin there, and I will tell you the rest. Yeah, I got you. I got you. There. But we had a lot of fun. He used to do, when the strip bars were here, he used to do the tour. He used to take the girls out on the walk and go to barbecue cookouts and stuff, or town festivals with the strippers. Yeah. Hey. He had a blast. I mean, he was a character, bro. That dude was a character. But man, I'm gonna go get on in here and go talk to Vicky and waste a little bit more of my time before I have to go back to work. This is JPTV 3000 here with Joe, and once again, thank you for your time, man. Good luck, man. And we'll see y'all later.